Welcome guys, Sizwe Sakhe here, Sizwe Sakhe Academy, and this is the global classroom. We are given cosec into minus 225 degrees. It's a negative angle. Maybe let me start with this method that I've been using for others, but I also want us to look at the other method where you just, so it's 360 degrees, 0 degrees. You don't necessarily have to do this, but if you want to remind yourself, you can use it. It's a plus and it's a plus, right? And 225 is here, so we move from here, we say 90. We say 90, we say 180 degrees, so it's 180 degrees. Here it would be 270, so 225 should be somewhere here, right, somewhere here. So it's an angle somewhere there. But let's work it out from this and say cosec into a minus, or into 360 degrees plus into minus 225 degrees. It would be cosec into 360 degrees, positive times negative, negative 225 degrees. My maths tells me cosec 360 minus 225 degrees is 135 degrees, but let me confirm that with a calculator because I'm allowed to use it. They didn't say I mustn't use it. Minus 225, I was correct. So it gives me a cosec 135 degrees, right? So cosec at 135 degrees is at 135 degrees, remember cosec is the inverse of sine. So 135 degrees is second quadrant, and cosec being the inverse of sine is positive in the second quadrant. So my answer is positive, that I'm already certain of. But what are the values of cosec at 135 degrees? So let me start with sine. Sine 135 degrees, the values there, I've got x and y values, and sine is the y value, cos is the x value. I'm asked for cosec, which is the inverse of sine, but I might as well carry on. At 135, the x value, which is negative at 135, because 135 is this side, and therefore the x value is this one, and these values are negative x. This is a positive x, positive y, and negative y. So it is this side, and x here is negative. So this cos is negative root 2 over 2. The y value, the y is here, and y is positive. It's also root 2 over 2. So cosec is this part. We don't need this because it's cos. We are looking for the inverse of sine. And if sine is root 2 over 2 at 135 and positive, because sine is positive in the second quadrant, therefore, the inverse of this, which is cosec at 135, would be 2 over a root 2. This is the answer. This is the way to go about. Another one would be by looking at this at minus 225 directly. As I said, another method at looking at cosec 225, which is minus this angle. It's at 225, and 225 is in the third quadrant, and cosec is negative in the third quadrant, so it would be negative into a negative 225. So it would be negative, and this would be a negative 225 would be root 2 over a 2 if we are looking at sine. But since we are looking at the inverse of sine, which is 1 over a cosec, inverse of sine 1 over cosec, so we're here looking for cosec, so here would be a 2 over a root of 2. Negative times negative, it would be a positive because of this, because this tells us it's negative 225, so it would be here, but negatively. Keep that negative, so the values of this would still be negative, but we know that it's here, and we know that cosec here is negative, so we've got negative for cosec and negative for the angle where they multiply each other. And the inverse here, it's sine, but we are not looking for sine, we are looking for cosec, which is the inverse of sine. It's the other way around, and it gives us 2 over root 2, which is what we found here. Thank you guys, thank you so much. Hope it makes sense. I hope I'm not confusing you, but take your time, go slowly with it, steady. Do it steadily. It will come out clear. It will work out all right for you. Take your time. Patience is a virtue. Thank you guys. Watch out for more, and God